Invasion concerns are fueled as Russia transfers blood supplies to Ukraine. Wounded troops might be treated by Russia's military presence on the border with Ukraine, according to a report. As world fear grows that Russia may be planning an invasion of its former Soviet neighbor, US officials revealed the alarming development to the news agency Reuters. Even with significant diplomatic engagement, Russia's 100,000-strong military presence on the border with Ukraine has done nothing to calm tensions. Boris Johnson, Joe Biden, and other world leaders have all emphasized the significance of international solidarity in the face of Russian aggression. Russian diplomat Sergey Lavrov responded to the warning by saying, "We don't want a conflict," but added that the nation would not allow its interests to be rudely stomped on and disregarded, in reaction to the threat. Moscow wants assurances from the West, particularly that NATO would never include Russia's former Soviet neighbor. There is a glimmer of optimism that a strike is not imminent after Vladimir Putin stated the West has not fulfilled Moscow's primary demand. Indicators like blood supply were essential in judging whether Moscow was ready to invade if Mr. Putin chose to do so. A written query to the Russian Defense Ministry went unanswered. In a phone chat with French President Emmanuel Macron yesterday, Mr. Putin provided his first answer to the US and NATO replies to Russia's demands after weeks of quiet. The Kremlin described Mr. Putin as telling Mr. Macron that he would review the comments made by Washington and NATO this week before making a final decision on additional measures. According to a French presidential official, Mr. Putin reiterated his desire to avoid an escalation of the crisis, reiterating Mr. Lavrov's remarks. The Kremlin drew attention to the fact that the US and NATO responses did not take into account Russia's primary concerns, it added. It said that they would not expand NATO, would not deploy offensive weapons near Russia's borders, and would restore NATO's military capabilities and infrastructure to how they were when former Warsaw Pact republics in Eastern Europe joined NATO. How will the United States and its allies make sure no one's security is better at the expense of another country's? That's the big question, it said.